close.
Everybody good in the back?
Yeah, thanks, Kurt.
Hi.
We've got Alexis Brewer, D. Givens, and Whitney Creech, and we'll open it straight into questions for you guys.
Question for Whit, just how much are you looking forward to the start of the season and get to play someone new?
We've been practicing really hard and just kind of tired of playing each other at this point. We want to play someone else other than our teammates, so we're really excited to get out there and start this new era under Coach Collins.
But you guys were for so long picked atop the conference, and now at that fourth place pick. I know you don't put a lot of stock into preseason polls, but just the fact that for so long Western's been at the top, and then to see it sort of drop down to be fourth. I mean, what was the reaction to that, I guess, in the locker room?
Not really trying to pay attention to the polls. We're just kind of focusing on ourselves and just trying to get better each and every day.
Same question for Alexis and Dee, if you have a different answer.
I mean, we lost a lot last year, so we have a lot of new faces coming in. So that was to be expected. So that just motivated us to work harder.
Coach said it was sort of like a compliment almost. You sort of see it that way, that picked fourth, and also just sort of giving credit that maybe there's some leadership and some ways to really keep that going.
Go ahead with it.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah,
because I forgot too.
He sort of saw it as a compliment almost, that it was fourth. I mean, I don't know if you guys have talked about that or sort of agree that there's still a lot coming back, and then maybe fourth is maybe right or even better than what you would have thought.
Yeah, with taking into account that all we lost, Ivy and Tasia did so much for our team, so being fourth, you could kind of see it as a compliment, as we're bringing a lot of new faces, so I could see it as a compliment.
Question for D, what have you seen from some of the newcomers that have kind of come in and getting ready for this year?
Well, we really don't have a lot of newcomers. Well, Jay, she works really hard, and every time she's out there on the floor, she gives her all. And then you have Skin, she works really hard too. And then Meryl, she works really hard. Like, out of the freshman group, she's the one that stands out the most. And then everybody else who returns, they work really hard too. And it's, yep.
Do you like this team? And if you like this team, what is it about that you like? I know you touched on it a little bit, but just collectively about your teammates, why are they good teammates?
First off, we have a lot of personality on this team, and we really goofy, and everybody gets along. That's one reason why I like everybody. And then, like, off the court, we get along very well, and you can lean on anybody. Like, if you're having a bad day, you can text anybody and just see how you can get better on the court, off the court, and stuff like that.
Ask Coach about what the biggest stride was that he's seen the past couple of months as you all are really ramping up practice, getting ready for the year. And he said something about sharing the ball more, and that maybe the offense is ahead of the defense, and that's not always the case. I mean, so what does that look like? This is where you might answer, like the offense being ahead of the defense as far as where you need to be, I guess.
I think where you mentioned like sharing the ball, that's something we worked on in practice every day. We chart how many assists we have each practice for each player. So after the end of practice, Coach will tell us how many assists and turnovers each player had on the team. So I think we've really just put a lot of focus into that, sharing the ball and just kind of getting others open.
Alexis, they talked about the schedule. Coach Collins talked about that earlier. Just your thoughts on Louisville, just all the tough competition that you had this season.
We have a tough schedule, but it's only going to make us better for conference. We're going to get pushed, and we're going to play hard and have fun, and the outcome is out.
Coach talked a little bit about how you guys there's some like past accolades already on the team that you guys have already accomplished, but he was more speaking about how he really just wants all the players to play hard, and whoever plays the hardest is who's going to play. So I guess just the question for all you guys is, how do you kind of feel about having to earn your spot and earn your playing time, even though you might have past accolades that might on some teams might just grant you a spot on the floor, I guess.
I think anywhere you go, whoever plays hard is going to be on the floor. Here, he started that from the time he got the head coaching job. If we weren't playing hard, he took you off the court, and you stood on the sideline until you wanted to play hard. So I think that's just expected.
Alexis, this is for you, and specifically Thursday's exhibition game. Those two played last season. Obviously, how much are you chomping at the bit just to play in a game?
I'm very anxious to play in a game. It's been a long time, but I'm excited and I think I'm ready.
Coach also talked about, specifically for Witt, you took a big role last year in point guard, just really sharing the ball and just wants you to play yourself and not think a lot of the times, but he's also talking about how there's a lot of players that can lead at point and it doesn't just necessarily have to run through you. Just, is that a luxury do you see, and for you specifically, how do you think you've grown, I guess, in that role?
Yeah, it's a luxury for sure not to have to worry about having to set up the offense. I could give it to Lex or Merrill or Sid and they could help me initiate the offense. So it takes a lot of pressure off me and just kind of allows me to go out there and just have fun and relax and play the game.
Dee, I've got one for you. If you need me to clarify this, it's about Coach Collins. Do you feel in your mind that he is your head coach? I know you've been around him, but obviously before he was an assistant coach. Do you feel like he's firmly entrenched as your head coach, and so why?
I mean, yeah, I feel like he's our head coach. I don't know, for the past 3 years I've been here, he was the assistant head coach, so he was kind of the head coach for the past 3 years. So, I don't think it's any different. His label's just higher.
Dee, how do you see your role going into this year? Last was sort of really getting back in the rhythm, and then you provide a lot off the bench and things. Just you see a different role for yourself, or wanting some more consistency from you, or just how do you approach going into this year?
Yeah, one of my roles is to be consistent, and another role is to kind of be a leader on the floor and help my teammates, and basketball-wise, just to help them hit some threes, rebound, and be a good defender.
Okay. Kayla Smith's role has sort of changed just as her time here has sort of gone on, just not being able to play. How have you sort of seen, as you've spent the years with her, how has she adjusted to just a new role with this team, trying to lead in whatever way she can?
Yeah, Kayla can't be out on the floor, but I feel like her role is different, and she's just trying to figure out how to manage not being able to do anything out there with us. So she's just trying to be as much as a part of the team as she can.
How do you sort of see maybe with this, how this team changes with some extra size? You got Raneem is obviously back, and then Aram, then you add Jaleesa in there. You've been a part of some teams that have been just guard heavy, but to even have the option now of forwards now that have experience, even at some level, just how do you think that changes the approach?
I think it kind of helps us a lot, especially the rebounding department. We'll have more size, be able to get more rebounds and things like that, and also just give us inside scoring, that we can get the ball in the post and pound it in there and get some easy baskets around the rim. So I think it'll just help us play this year.
He's also talked about Merrill has been able to come in and really step up, considering there's the barrier of trying to get used to American basketball, and even as a freshman, I guess this is for all three of you, just in your own ways, have you seen her step in and embrace her role?
I think she just came in right away and just worked hard, and that's just the first thing that stood out with me is how hard she plays, and she's just really aggressive, and she just listens to the coaches, and she's always out there giving her best.
Alexis, I had one for you. It's a chance to brag on the two teammates sitting right next to you. What do you like about having them as teammates, and what do you like about Dee's and Whitney's respective games?
They're both leaders on and off the floor. Whit, I'm a shooter, so she gets me the ball when I'm open. And Dee, she's also a shooter, so it helps me get more assists also. And Dee is good at getting rebounds, and Whit always has our back on defense when we mess up. So they're leaders on the floor, but also off the floor. If I need them, they're there.
Anything else for the players? Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.